Welcome to Purgatory, where it's 115 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. This is the wilderness of Zidon, the Sunni Triangle. The men of Alpha Company 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion are pulverized by roto-wash, a dust of sheep manure, human waste, and garbage. But it's nothing unusual to a force trained to kill or be killed. They're here to hunt insurgents in central Iraq.
Where's the roof?
This is Camp Fallujah, Al-Anbar Province, Iraq, home to 74 Marines of Alpha Company. You can't escape the furnace days, the blow-dryer nights. Walk outside and your eyes burn. The only thing that cools the heat are the blinding sandstorms. Then someone gets killed in an ambush, and all you can do is get angry. Six months ago, the mission was shoot first, ask questions later.
All right, does anybody need to see a doctor or anything? Where's the store?
Now it's about gathering intelligence and securing the countryside. Alpha Company survives with a simple philosophy.
How you doing today?
Be polite.
Salam. Your father home.
Be professional.
Shukran.
Shukran.
And be ready to kill anyone. Gunnery Sergeant Big Daddy Croft has the charm and kindness of a father until you screw up. When Big Daddy talks, everybody listens.
There are three things that can happen on the battlefield. One, you can be killed, you kill your enemy, or three, it's a neutral kill and you kill each other. Whenever you go out there, you have to remember this is Iraq. You know, this is no playground. This isn't some place where you can just roll around and enjoy a Sunday drive. This is every time that you go out, you gotta be ready because the man may come visit. And you gotta be ready to meet the man.
Over the next 4 months, I filmed Alpha Company in their day-to-day operations around the infamous Sunni Triangle. Tomorrow, I'll go with Bravo Team 2nd Platoon on a 4-day air operation hunting insurgents.
If there were problems, would you tell us about them?
Bravo Team leader is Staff Sergeant Davis, originally from South Africa, a man who prefers to keep his friends close and his enemies closer, preferably dead.
I don't dwell on the fact that people may get killed out here. I don't sit here and go, oh my God, somebody may die. I focus on how to avoid that. We won't be the platoon that gets caught with their pants down.
Davis and 2nd Platoon have trained together for 2 years and been in Iraq for 2 months. I keep a journal of their missions. They're my missions as well.
15 minutes outside.
One day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one situation at a time. I don't try to dwell on things that could happen. If it's my time, it's my time.
I don't even know what you can compare it to. You get that feeling in your stomach, you get that adrenaline rush, and you just try to refocus your mind and, you know, stick to what you know. You got a job to do, so there's no sense in running around scared out there.
Anyone who tells you they're not scared going to battle, they're full of shit. But you know what the key is if you still tighten up your rucksack, tighten up your boots, and moving forward with the mission.
Today, Alpha 2 will travel by chopper onto different roadways south of Fallujah and set up surprise roadblocks called VCPs, or vehicle checkpoints. They will search vehicles for weapons, including IEDs, improvised explosive devices, another term for Marine killers.
The theory is to get 2 teams onto the road as quickly as possible and just randomly search vehicles that move by, hopefully find some contraband in there. We could find an individual that's transporting IEDs. We could find absolutely nothing, and all we've really done is harass the local populace.
Is there a danger that you could land right on an IED?
Absolutely. Percentage-wise, though, I'll take my chances.
Even with air protection, it's deafening inside the aging C-46 helicopter. The stench of hydraulic fluid and aviation gas is overpowering. I don't care. It's already 115 degrees at 9 a.m. At least we're out of the sun. We hit the ground running, sandblasted by a 75-mile-an-hour downdraft of cow dung, dried-up goat turds, and God knows what else.
Hey, Murph! Take this side!
Drenched in our own sweat, we are dusted like so many manure sugar cookies. With the helo gone, it's hard to believe this is a combat zone. The weight of my body armor reminds me it is.
Let's go, hurry up. Get them out of the vehicles.
As Bravo team sets up their first VCP, Staff Sergeant Davis and his team leaders Stevens and Murphy make sure nobody forgets that the road is a killing ground.
What is that in the back, Stelny?
Every vehicle could be a bomb on wheels. Alpha Company learned this only days after arriving here, barely escaping when a suicide bomber blew himself to pieces 45 feet from company headquarters.
The driver punched the gas, drove by us, heading for where the company headquarters was. The captain looked back at me and screamed out BBIED. The captain and I were about 30 to 35 feet away from it when it blew.
It threw an engine block about 25 meters. I thought Alpha Company got blown up. A couple of the trucks were covered in human remains.
Pieces of this car were spread over about a 200 to 250 yard circle. Everybody was coated in blood and pieces of body parts of this guy that was in the car. Nobody even got a scratch on him. Somebody was watching us that day.
We got a white sedan, black sedan.
VCPs are like looking for needles in a haystack.
Push the trucks through!
The anxiety is high during these searches, but nobody mentions it. Carrying guns and checking for bombs takes energy. So does being afraid, until we have to be. And then, your fear could keep you alive.
You never know what car is going to have a bomb in it, but if someone's going to have a bomb in their car, they're not going to have their kids with them. Approximately 3 males and 2 children, 1 female, over.
Let's shut it off. Step out. What's that? No. What's this?
Search him.
Yeah.
Stand over here. Nothing with myself.
Okay. Shukran.
I hate to say it, but we try to only send one guy up to check a car at a time because, you know, if it's that one time somebody does have a vehicle-borne IED in their car, you'd rather just lose one guy than your whole team up there checking out a vehicle.
Understand.
So this is our mission, hour after hour, day after day. Another manure cloud, another roadblock, a run back to the bird. It's hot, it's relentless, it sucks. We are in an area known as the Big Nutsack, next to the Euphrates River. It's a transit point for insurgents moving through central Iraq. It's hotter than hell, but it's not the heat making us uncomfortable.
Yeah, pull it down. Okay, just open it. Okay. Shukran.
Kool-Aid, go ahead and send that taxi cab over. I've said goodbye to my legs and my arms several times before we go out. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but I mean, it's happened to guys since we've been here. They've lost their legs and their arms, so I mean, that'd be a horrible thing, but you can't really do anything. You're just gonna have to deal with it if it happens.
Hey, 5 marks, car extract. Roll your window up. It won't come up? No. Okay, it's gonna be dusty. The dust.
Several times we get dropped out of position or have to run 500 yards to where the helo is waiting in yet another cloud of shit. Everyone is pissed. How far away from us can the helos land and be visible?
6, this needs it 2.
We haven't made contact yet, but Staff Sergeant Davis appears intent on kicking some ass, ours and the Iraqis.
We gotta move north. We gotta punch up the f***ing road. There's one vehicle there. I got about 15 up here. Let's go this way.
I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt until they prove to me that they've earned it. I approach everybody as if they are the enemy, and the reason I do that is because I honestly don't know who's bad and who's good.
We gotta link up with them in the middle of the 4-way. We gotta clear right through this whole f***ing area.
We're always going in anticipating a fight because you don't want to be going in thinking that nothing's going to happen and then trying to go from 0 to 100. You want to be at 100 so that when something happens, you just run people over. And that's kind of the attitude you got to hit every day with around here.
Slow down! Slow down!
When you stand on roads in Iraq day after day, every white car or orange and white taxi or blue bongo pickup is a potential bomb. You suspect everyone, resent the fear, especially when your life could end instantly, vaporized by an explosion on some hot, dirty road to nowhere.
Now, stay, you raghead. Hey, let's go, get down there, hurry up, run.
After 4 days of manure clouds, broiling heat, and no signs of insurgent activity, 2nd Platoon understands it's the law of averages. As Big Daddy likes to say, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. Alpha 2 has no intention of slowing their pace. These are hunters of men, and no matter where the insurgents hide in the wilderness of Zidon, Alpha Company will find them.
We're going to have to start scheduling out.
In the beginning, there was definitely some frustration amongst all the Marines, to include myself. You prep for a mission that you think you're going to do, and then you come here and it's something completely different.
With Alcatraz 3 providing your advance guard.
Captain Barr is commander of Alpha Company. Don't let his youthful appearance fool you. His Marines came here to kill insurgents, not be policemen. But the mission has changed. Barr must change their focus from killing the enemy to protecting the people.
Part of the frustration is the fact that there are people here that are trying to kill us, and we haven't had the opportunity to, I guess, kill back, for lack of a better term. And for the Marines, that balance, that justice, it's very important. And when you don't have it, it wears on them. It wears on them quite a bit.
The exact boundaries of their area of operations outside Camp Fallujah are classified, but each platoon will stay out for up to 6 days and nights at a time. Driving or flying are the only viable ways to cover such a large area, but using the roads means exposure to IEDs.
It does not matter if you're a cook, baker, candlestick maker, because an improvised explosive device, it's going to take your life.
As you can see how thick they are.
Everyone heard the complaints about the lack of armor when the war started. The truth is, this armor can stop AK-47 rounds and rocket-propelled grenades, even tank mines made with 155mm shells. But armor is not a guarantee against a direct hit from an IED. To protect his Marines, Staff Sergeant Scott and his men in the battalion motor pool work long hours to reconfigure and rearmor the vehicles to better shield the men inside.
Right now we're upgrading the armor on the vehicles, which have the Marine armor kit on them. It's like almost 3/4 inch steel. We do a lot of things to these vehicles that other people might seem are not by Marine Corps standards. So we just came up with our ghetto flair of pimping the ride. So we try to pimp them out as much as we can to keep these guys safe.
The word comes down. 1st Platoon is leaving the wire tonight.
Gold.
For about 15 minutes, I can't shake a terrible fear that I'll be blown up, my life ended by an IED. Staff Sergeant Rosignol is the platoon sergeant for Alpha 1 and well aware of what IEDs can do.
You know, you can't control the IEDs on the side of the road. You can do a sweep with the engineers for, you know, 1 or 2 clicks, but you can't sweep your whole route. When one of the other platoons gets hit by an IED, it makes you mad. It makes you real mad.
The purpose of this operation is to kind of throw everything they
Commander of 1st Platoon, Captain Lex Whitney, reminds his men, be unpredictable when operating outside the wire.
There are people out there that want to kill you every day. You know, they're very, very cautious. They're very smart. They're not going to confront, you know, the platoon or a team directly because they can't win. But they're going to try to hurt you, and specifically with IEDs. You can't go out there and totally disregard it, or you're going to get hurt. All right. Anybody got anything else? No? Rosie, right?
Stay on your toes, watch what you got going on around you, and God's sakes, be careful.
One thing remains before 1st Platoon leaves the wire.
Dear Lord, we stand together and never alone. Through our trials and triumphs, Father, we have faith that you will bring us home. Walk beside us into battle and carry us through to victory. Give us the strength to do that which others could not. Be with us today, just as you were yesterday. Take care of us today and carry us through tomorrow. Give us strength and the will to fight. Dear Lord, watch over us tonight. Amen.
Amen. Hey, get loaded up, come up on comm. As soon as Steve gets here, we'll roll.
I'm not the most religious person, but I don't think we're really praying, you know, to God and asking him for help. We're kind of communicating to each other and really sitting back and making a conscious effort to watch each other's back. We could be leaving for an hour. We'll still say it.
A couple of times, you know, I mean, I've gotten a little nervous before we got. I got a bad feeling or whatever. There's not really a whole lot you can do about it over here. I mean, you just pray about it, you know, and then you just roll out with your brothers and go do what you gotta do.
All right, Jack, we're ready, man. It's on you.
All right, Roz, we're heading up this way, okay?
Okay.
The platoon rolls into its first location to conduct a knock and talk.
Ask her if she's seen anybody that she's useless to, you know, like any new people.
Sort of a door-to-door census to find bad guys.
So we're going around trying to make the place safe.
You know, everybody has the same goal. We want to, like, capture or kill insurgents. If you want the results, if you want to capture guys, if you want to, you know, go on the helicopter raid, do the high-speed stuff, then you got to put in the grunt work of talking to people, and that's where the payoff is.
Hey, Adam, when she comes back out, can you write down the name of her husband, please? Thanks.
While one team covers them outside, Sergeant Hilton and Staff Sergeant Harvey ask the woman to show them all the weapons in her home. It is the rule of one. One rifle allowed for each military-age male in residence, for protection against robbers, known here as Alibabas.
Alibaba comes, how are you going to get your gun out? Only one? No more? Just one?
Moving through the back streets of small villages, the Marines are wary. No one knows what could be waiting around the next corner.
How long has she been cooking bread?
You know, it's different. Each village you go to, we've had some villages where They don't want us to leave. They want us to stay there. You know, they cook bread for us. And
Thank you. Thank you. Shukran, please.
you know, they're bringing out food and they're offering to make dinner. And there's some villages where you roll in and they're mad dogging you the whole time. And you just get that hair in the back of your neck standing up and you're just, hey, it's time to get the hell out of here before something goes bad.
After seeing a man running away with a weapon, Sergeant Hilton's team enters the house where they question a young man who claims that his father simply went to his uncle's house. At first, the son denies the father had a weapon. He seems to be evading their questions.
Where is it? Where is it, man? It's your question.
Baba, mother, father, go.
Where did you go?
Father, huh? Father. Boya, father, Rashad, what's Rashad?
They had a rifle, but his dad took it.
Just now?
You know that it's not very safe for his father to be walking around with an AK-47 with us around.
Yeah. Where's the rifle?
Outside, the son's statements don't add up.
I didn't hide him, my dad did. He didn't hide the rifle. His dad did.
Where's your father right now?
He just said that he went out to his uncle's house.
Where's his uncle's house? Where's your uncle's house?
The Marines call this circle talk.
His uncle somewhere. When we go ahead with the canal, somewhere. Not exactly where.
Where is his uncle's house?
Sergeant Hilton's team has grown accustomed to believing nothing of what they hear and only half of what they see.
That side of the canal. Go ahead, there's an angle somewhere. The house is over there. This is what he said.
Okay, he's coming with us then.
I think they like us.
Come here. How many men do you have living here?
The squad arrives at the uncle's house looking for the boy's father. He's nowhere to be found. Instead, they question the uncle and his sons, who deny having any rifles.
Kalashnikov. Wayne. Huh? What's this? Isla, Wayne, Kalashnikov.
The boy's explanation only fuels Sergeant Hilton's suspicion that it's more circle talk.
You say we used to have one, but Clash at once came and took it.
Are there any weapons in the house?
He said, no, you used to have one, but...
Oh, really? No weapons at all of any kind?
Yeah. حد معكم أي سلاح في البيت؟
لا عندنا مسدس.
مسدس عندكم؟
اي نعم. What's this?
What's that?
He has a rifle. He has a pistol.
Oh, but that one. I thought you said you had none.
The uncle is being truthful. However, the Marines who failed earlier to hear the interpreter's translation are convinced he is lying.
You have no gun.
Removing his sunglasses and handing his weapon to Hilton, Rosignol keeps his helmet on, demonstrating authority.
All right, look, you already said you didn't have any guns, and we found that pistol. You come clean now, or else we're taking the pistol too. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. Stop. You come clean, or we're taking the pistol too. Do you have any more guns? Anything else we should know about?
Rosignol is convinced by the uncle's explanations and realizes the man is telling the truth.
He has nothing. Sweet. No, gun. Gun.
Outside the uncle's residence, the father appears.
One gun. All right.
He and Rosignol's team return to the father's house a second time, where they find the missing rifle. The father claims it was always there. This time, the evidence is clear. Rosignol knows the father is lying.
There against the wall inside the bedroom where it wasn't.
Why did you hide this?
Hi, Alibaba.
Oh no! Why did you hide this? There is no. I'm not Alibaba. Where's?
No, Alibaba.
No Alibaba me.
No.
Why did you take this?
From Alibaba. Alibaba.
No, look.
The house. Don't you lie to me. I was in that house, and this was not in there.
Sorry. انجليزي انجليزي اكو مترجم Arabic.
A few minutes later, Rosignol gives the father a second chance to explain.
Answer me honestly, why did you go with this weapon when you saw us coming?
Every household is allowed to have one AK-47 per fighting age male or per adult. And you're asking them, why do you have 2 guns? Because there's insurgents in the area. Well, where are the insurgents? Oh, there are no insurgents around here. Why do you have 2 guns? Oh, because there's insurgents that are around. And it just goes round and round and round for hours.
That guy said that I didn't tell you that my dad took the rifle with him. I just said he had it somewhere, you know, and the rifle is still close to the house.
People are so full of shit.
Here, give me the weapon.
They don't even know what the hell they're saying.
I'll hide it for him. Wants to hide it?
You know, it's frustrating. You just want to smack people. And obviously you can't, but it's like dealing with a little kid. You know they're lying to you, but you can't beat your kid because he's lying to you. You know, it's frustrating. It really, really is.
Friends?
It pisses him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it pisses us off when we get IED'd. So we have to make sure that, you know, we do a thorough sweep of it. And the reason we're here is because we've had information to, you know, give us information to believe that there are some insurgents in this area, or we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We don't want to inconvenience them, but, you know.
We kind of have a joke around here. It's, you know, which do you want first, the good news or the bad news? And usually they say the bad news, so you tell them the bad news, and then they ask what the good news is, and you say, well, there really isn't any. It just makes the bad news easier to swallow. It never gets easier, but it's just so commonplace here that you get used to it after a while.
Day 2 starts out as another long, hot day, patrolling down more back alleys, in more impoverished neighborhoods, looking for more illegal weapons.
Well, this is Rafush. Another beautiful day.
Ahmed, any Bunikia collision costs? No? Okay.
Sweep through all the buildings, see what we can find, so we can scrounge up any insurgents. Hopefully we get some. Hope not, though.
Doc Way is a Navy corpsman attached to 1st Platoon. He and his comrades are no strangers to misery, but they are stunned by what they uncover during a routine search.
We were sweeping through the village, doing our little clears, and I come up to a door that was locked. So I open the door up. I look inside and I see like a little girl just sitting on the ground. When I open farther, you notice that she's not normal. She's a special kid, and there's 2 more in the background just sitting in feces and urine, just sitting in there. And it's hot as hell in that room, you know? And they're just sitting there staring at me, and that's, you know, that's something you don't want to see. You know, you never ever want to see children treated like that. Ask me what the f they're doing in there. Why are they in a hot room?
To men trained for combat, the plight of these children angers them, especially when the family appears unconcerned.
Whose children are that in that room? Those are yours? What's wrong with them?
I even remember looking in the front yard, and the whole rest of the family is just sitting out there eating bread, you know, having their breakfast. And these girls are sitting in the hot room. So I grabbed the father and asked him if he ever took those kids out of the room, if they ever come out of that heat, you know? And he said, yeah, we take them out. We tie them up, tie their hands together, and we stake them down to the ground. That way they don't run away.
They're able to go. That's not able to eat. They're not able to.
They're just special kids, you know. So you treat them like, you know, treat them like cows, you know, stake them to the ground. No, that's not the way things work.
Steve he's very in control, very disciplined.
Okay, well, get him out of the hot room. Tell him to get him out of there.
You know, obviously he was upset. In particular, those girls were horribly mistreated for years and years. And frustrating because really, you know, there wasn't anything that we could do about it.
We're gonna kill him now. I told him that he better take those girls out of that room and he better wash them up, feed them, and take care of them. And he started crying, which I have no idea why. Hey, tell him that we're gonna come back through. They're not cleaned up. I'm gonna kick it back.
حجي هو انكسر خاطر عليه نقول لك ليش مكانه وصير؟ خطيه ليش حالتها؟ يقول لك مرة ثانية من اجي حجي نظف مكانها والله. God's sufficient. That means God's enough to help him. I need only God's help. This is all what I need. You know, when the Muslim really be in a hard situation like that, we say that.
You know, he hadn't really broken any law under the current system. That's another platoon's AO, which they work pretty frequently. And, you know, they have the name, the pictures, and the grid to the house, so we can't roll the guy up, but we can go and check up on him and make sure that he does a better job taking care of his family.
There are no foster homes for these girls. There is no other place to take them. Though Marines are trained to solve problems, the impossible sights and sounds of the Sunni Triangle constantly piss them off.
The girls don't get anything out here. They get treated like dirt. They're the ones that do all the hard work. You see them out in the field working their asses off, you know? And the men are, where are the men? Who knows?
And how about one for you?
You want to feel that you're doing something worthwhile over here, and so you'll go out of your way to, you know, give candy to kids. Do what you can to make the Iraqi people trust in you. It gets frustrating definitely over time because you're wondering why in the world am I helping these people if they don't even want to help themselves.
Ask her where all the dudes are. You know, if you aren't friendly to us, all we do is come around here and help. Hey. The only thing we do in this area is bring you food. We take care of your kids. We give them toys. We give them stuff. All we do is take care of y'all. So a little cooperation, please.
This is just the way these people live. It's a third world. The world isn't fair. It never has been. These people are not bad people. It's just, you know, the fucking virus, the disease, the cancer that eats away at this culture. The insurgents are the fucking disease.
Again, it goes back to survival. You know, these people have got a mud hut and maybe some goats and kids and a wife. Well, you don't want to lose that. And for him to take the risk of getting involved in this conflict and helping us is a huge risk. They want the insurgents out, but not at the cost of their own life or, you know, members of their family. Put in part of the plan to mitigate.
One day later, Captain Barr changes tactics and runs a surprise 2-platoon sweep to the local marketplace. It appears peaceful enough, but this is one of the most dangerous places in Alpha's area of operations.
The market's kind of rough because you know that's one of those areas that there's, you know, people that are for you, but there are definitely people there that would love to kill you.
The market is a known meeting place for insurgents. Alpha has been shot at here before. While 2nd Platoon forms a blocking position on both sides of town, 1st Platoon will enter the village on foot. Moving down both sides of the street, the people here are on edge. A coalition convoy was hit by an IED only a few days ago. As shops begin to close and the street empties, the Marines continue to push forward.
Hey, you guys can rip apart shops, do what you need to do. Hey, come here. Where is everybody?
وين الجميع؟
All the people.
ها؟ عزلته. He closed shop.
Why'd they close the shop?
ليش عزله؟ والله ما أدري. He said I don't know.
He doesn't know? Hey, what does he know about some IEDs and stuff?
and about a ambush on coalition forces here a few days ago.
When you go out in public, a lot of these people are scared. Not necessarily scared of us, but scared that if they were there while we were there, that, you know, somebody might misconstrue what they're doing as cooperating with us. They are afraid that if they even speak to you, that they're going to be killed, or in some way that they're going to have a financial loss.
Hey, he said they closed down because we came in here. Yeah, if you can tell, the last few times we've been in here, it's never been this dead. So obviously something's changed here with the local populace. What are you nervous about?
شنو القصد يعني بهاي؟ يقول لك ما يبغى السوق يعني ما حد يشتري.
Your heart's beating pretty good. What's he nervous about?
It's tough to get the questions answered that you want to get answered. I mean, you know somebody has firsthand knowledge of like an event or a person. It's very difficult to get them to talk to you because they don't have the motivation to talk to you. You know, why would they?
Watching Rozignol endure more circle talk, I wonder if he can maintain his cool.
Here's what troubles me. The fact that we come here all the time and we hand toys out to the kids, we buy stuff in your shops, and we're repaid by being friendly to the people here by having bombs on the side of the road. Okay, I don't like that.
There are no women visible in the marketplace. The heat and dust are stifling. The meat hanging in the stalls is covered with flies. This is not a friendly place. Still, even if you look at every Iraqi person as if they're trying to kill you, you can't treat them that way.
We try to be pretty warm with the people and still at the same time be tactical. You know, we can't all just go sit in some guy's living room and just get all comfortable because we still are in a combat zone and we still have to watch our backs.
Just tell people to keep their eyes open and we'll be around.
يقول هسه احنا راح نفتح الشيء راح السوق مالته يمشي.
My children when see this carry why carry by we need live aman بسلام.
It's very frustrating. Same old song and dance everywhere we go. Here we are 500 meters from where 2 IEDs were found that were meant for us because we're the ones that are here all the time. Of course, nobody sees anything. Nobody wants to talk.
My home open anytime you want searching.
I understand this. I'm here all the time. That's why it troubles me that you don't want to talk to us. Because I know that you've heard something. You've had to have heard something. Are you afraid? Is that what it is? Are you afraid of the fighters harming you or your family?
I can't understand English.
You speak it pretty well though.
Nobody is responding. It's as if everybody here doesn't even see us. Even the special handbills the Marines glue to doors and walls won't stick. But Alpha intends to deliver a message that will stick. They are fed up with the local apathy and denials.
It's a new technique we're trying. Plastering the place with propaganda information, leaving phone contacts in case people see any suspicious things.
Shit and stick.
Hopefully it works out. Hopefully we get some more information from these people. We know they know everything about what's going on in these communities, but they're just scared. And someone's bound to crack. All we need is that one person to help out.
Yeah, this guy's translating for us. I asked the dude what happened to his leg because he has a prosthetic limb. And homeboy over here, he's like in '88, you know, in Iran, in the Iran-Iraq war, he lost his leg. And then I asked him where he studied English, and he's like, no speak English, right?
I don't really think all of them are anti-American. I think more of them are neutral and are pretty much sick of warfare, and they just want the country to go to normal. Even though they don't have a very good sense of normal, their country's been in warfare for like the past 20-odd years.
Okay. You don't know anything about any IDs? Wait, we got a guy over here that I know knows stuff. We know that the insurgent meeting place is right around the corner here. They meet there right after we leave. He doesn't say anything to us because he's scared of them. He's scared of us. You try to be nice to him and you don't get anywhere. So you become a hard ass with him and you get a little bit, but you don't get enough. It's a vicious circle.
As Alpha 1 leaves the marketplace, Captain Whitney receives a tip of a weapons cache in a nearby graveyard and orders the platoon to check it out. At the graveyard, excitement turns to disbelief when Doc Wade discovers American weapons buried in the cache.
I just thought it was going to be just another cache, that we'd find. And then we open up, it was a bag, and I dumped them out, and they happened to be M4s, just the upper receivers, and I just looked down and was like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, those are ours. That's what sucks.
We'll have to be able to get a number off this one. Yeah, you can tell.
You look at it and you just know that one of my guys either got injured or was killed. And these guys took it as a memento of what they've done. So, you just want to go out and find whoever did this stuff and take them away, put them away for life, because that's our fellow guys.
Hey, we're gonna go ahead and roll up the dudes in this house.
You want to tell your family to go inside?
No.
No, send your family inside.
Yes. روح جوا. Sir, it is not mine. Everyone die, they bury it here.
Alpha 1's anger is hard to miss. This man and his family are now suspects in the murder of American soldiers.
If we find a cache on someone's land or near someone's land, we have to arrest him, okay? We'll go get that guy, we'll find out if your story checks out. If your story's good, then we'll cut it and you go free, okay?
Okay, but I am sure I am not guilty.
Go back inside. Go back inside.
There is more. Buried along with the burned weapons is a notebook with a list of insurgent names.
I told him, who's these guys? Who is Salah, Mahmoud, Taha, Wissam? مو هاي وياك؟ هسه مو هاي وياك، لا تحكي.
This will incriminate you for murder. Do you understand what that means?
يقول هذا.
You'll be guilty of killing a Marine.
أنت مذنب؟
Two Marines. We have two of these.
It wound up being a guy that we actually needed, so we rolled him up and his brothers. Went through his house, found a whole bunch of stuff that implicated them in a lot of bad things.
The search uncovers some 20mm shells, mortar rounds, and ammunition.
What's that doing in here?
When they find an American flak jacket, several more men are arrested.
Hey, we gotta go now, okay? There's a major emergency.
But the search is cut short. 3rd Platoon has been hit by an IED, and there are casualties.
Alcatraz, this is Alcatraz 1.
Truck 1 or Truck 3? Truck 2.
Initially, what went through my mind was Alpha 3 got IED'd, unknown, killed in action, and we just thought immediately that it was some of our guys killed. It was just a bad feeling for everybody.
Now all they can do is wait.
Alcatraz 3, this is Alcatraz 1.
The 3rd vehicle in the convoy is burning out of control, and the ammo on board is exploding, keeping us at bay. It was a gun truck, closed cab, open in the back, like the one I ride in. There were 2 Marines inside the cab and 3 Iraqi soldiers riding in the back. One Iraqi is burned over 70% of his body and dies 2 days later. There is bad news. 6 Marines from camp are killed by a suicide vehicle bomber on a road outside of Fallujah. CNN reports that 3 of the dead are females. 2 of them lived in the trailer next to mine. This rug, flapping in the breeze, is the only reminder they were ever here. As 2nd Platoon rehearses for an upcoming night raid, there's a sandstorm growing and an unspoken need for payback. Despite their initial anger, every Marine knows nothing will bring back their dead comrades.
The place isn't going to stop just because of one incident. Until it's time for us to leave, that's just a fact of life. Every day something happens, accomplish your mission and come back and get ready to do it all over again the next day.
Hey, listen up.
Right now, what's going
Tonight,
on is,
Alpha 2 will hit 4 houses simultaneously in a small settlement less than 2 clicks outside the Camp Fallujah wire. We are after 2 brothers and their followers who live there, all suspected insurgents.
do what you need to do. Make sure your gear is all silenced, lights, etc. Do a final check.
The command to move out is passed, and we step through the gate, along with other security teams from camp. Moving across the barren, moonlit landscape, we are exposed and vulnerable. As we wait for the signal to attack, local dogs from the village nearly give us away. Suddenly, we are running. It becomes a 500-meter sprint to the target. There's no turning back.
Go! Edek!
6 houses cleared. No casualties. The attack is over in minutes.
They keep walking into the other houses, like the fighting age males keep showing up at the door, so we keep arresting them. If we stay here long enough, we'll have everybody we need. And then some.
You want to bring your detainees in here to hold them for now?
Yeah. Probably best. It's pretty tight out there.
We hit our release point and we took off in our different ways and everything was over within 5 minutes.
Roger, understand. Objective 5 secured. Objective 5 secured.
I got 4 unknowns. I'm commencing SSC.
What the hell is this?
There's like multiple IDs in here. This is probably the only thing we should probably have a Terp take a look at.
Oh, they're all in there?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of random in here. Like IDs and passports. Some kind of
The search for evidence is thorough, and it turns up passports, notebooks, cash, cell phones, and weapons. Some of it illegal, all of it suspicious.
It's in that threshold right there. There's a cell phone and some more cash. We had 1 fighting age male on the roof. He got 2 flashbangs dropped on him. Those bangs probably landed right underneath where he was sleeping, so you could definitely see the shock on his face. It was good violence of action on the part of the guys in the team.
What's that?
That guy had absolutely no fight left in him once we got to the roof. He was like, he didn't know what to do with himself. He was like laying on the bed. Like, get the down.
I'd have to say it went off pretty well. It's a matter of rehearsing, knowing what you got to do, and be flexible when the situation changes. They went in, ended up rolling 27 individuals up. We got 4 of the 6 individuals that we were looking for. 27 detainees we are taking home with us.
Roger, that's 27 detainees. Over.
With dawn fast approaching, the detainees are loaded up for the ride back to camp to be interviewed and photographed. Not everyone is taken. This young teenage Iraqi boy is released.
Hey, we're letting this kid go, all right? So let him go.
For Staff Sergeant Davis in 2nd Platoon, it's been a good night's work. After 4 continuous weeks outside the wire, my mind is numbed with the sights and sounds of life in the Sunni Triangle. I'm beginning to understand what it takes to build trust with the people out here. Nobody said keeping the peace would be easy.
At the level of the guys that are out here in the 130-degree heat and getting blown up by IEDs and dealing with the frustration of a population that doesn't want to talk to us, grandiose ideals don't apply to us. It doesn't work.
Hang out with Alpha Company or any combat unit, and you'll soon understand their frustration, caused by the constant stress of not knowing what's coming next.
It's not an enemy that you see. There's no uniforms. There's no people running around with ski masks and AKs. You're driving around in your Humvee, you're waiting to get hit by an IED. You're waiting to have mortars dropped on you. You're waiting to have a car bomb driven into your position. And it's all from people that you can't recognize.
That is where the true getting up and doing it every single day comes into play. Because you may be out there for 3 or 4 days, not a damn thing happened. And then the next day you wake up, it's 9 a.m., and some clown show comes by and starts shooting at you.
Out here, you can't change the channel or go home for lunch when people are lying to you or someone gets killed by an IED. You must deal with it every night and every day.
Now, if I get different reports that there have been some murders...
It's hard not to have a very negative opinion about what's going on. It just gets frustrating because if you know a guy's bad, but it's not cut in stone, he doesn't wear a uniform, you can't catch him, but you know he's just a scumbag. In the right circumstances, you would kill him. That's tough, just talking to these people every day.
The mental strain is significant. What's frustrating is we see signs, you know, the leftovers, you call it like spore of the enemy. You know, he leaves IEDs. We've lost, you know, one vehicle. We had an Iraqi die. We've encountered 2 other IEDs since we've been here, but have yet to find, you know, the bad guy.
Remember that old story about the Good Samaritan? The Samaritan is traveling down the road, sees a badly injured man lying in a ditch and stops to help. In the 21st century Iraq version, it would be an ambush, and the Good Samaritan is IED'd. In Iraq, it seems, no good deed goes unpunished.
It's our job here to rebuild a nation, man. How many years did it take for the United States of America to rebuild after the Revolutionary War and to come up with a constitution? People want instant gratification. They want a constitution like they can go on the internet and cut and paste. It does not work like that. The Constitution is written in blood.
Alpha Company is almost halfway through their 7-month tour. The fathers, brothers, husbands, and sons of America have a long way to go before they return home. Until then, every day seems a lifetime.
قاتل شوفت على ابوه عندنا